like to?
I have some hats to give away. I think
You have hats to give away? Seriously?
everyone deserves the Blue Jay hat.
All right. Thank you, Shelby, very much. Okay, well, since Shelby is passing out the hats and we've gavelled in the meeting but really haven't started, I think we need a let's go Blue Jays. Let's go Blue Jays. Thank you. Go Blue Jays. God, I love this town. It's incredible. It's incredible. All right, well, good evening and welcome to the October 23rd, 2025 Commission meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Jen, could you please give the invocation and then followed by the Pledge of Allegiance?
Let us begin this meeting by taking a brief moment of silence and reflection. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Play ball. Play ball. The mayor better be watching this meeting. Let me see, absences. Okay, we have some absences up here if you all didn't notice that we are missing our mayor tonight as well as Commissioner Sandbergen. And I'll tell you, right after the Blue Jays clinched the championship, they immediately purchased tickets for Toronto. And that's just the flight, that wasn't even tickets to the game. I have heard since then they did get tickets. And this is not a taxpayer, she wanted to let you all know it is not a taxpayer expense. It's on her own dime, both the flight and the hotel and the tickets. But both her and Commissioner Sandbergen are representing the city of Dunedin and cheering on our Blue Jays, who are just absolutely wonderful partners. So I would like a vote on accepting their absences, if I could.
Motion to approve.
Approved.
Whatever.
Yes, okay. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Oh, that was close. All right, and that motion passes unanimously. Very good. Michelle, you got that? Yes, sir. Because I'm terrible at taking notes, so. All righty, fantastic. We're going to start tonight with some presentations. It is a good evening tonight. Our first one is we are going to sadly but joyfully recognize Principal Glenn, who is principal of Dunedin Highland Middle School, who is leaving us for better grounds, but he needs to be recognized. He's done amazing, amazing work at our middle school. And so, Mr. Glenn, could you please step forward? All right. Don't need to get you in trouble. There we go. I like that. Like that. And we are going to have Commissioner Dugard say a few comments and read a certification for us.
It is with great pleasure that I wish to offer this in recognition of Principal Brandon Glenn. In recognition of being honored as the Pinellas County Schools Principal of the Year 2025, we proudly celebrate your accomplishments, which include leading Dunedin Highland Middle School to achieve an A school grade. Principal Glenn has elevated and empowered excellence in students and staff, transforming the school and fostering a culture of continuous improvement and student connection. The City of Dunedin salutes you. Thank you.
Okay. And if you could hold on just one more moment, sir. I know you're anxious. Dinner's waiting. But we'd all like to say a few comments. And so, Rob, have anything?
Principal Glenn, I just want to say, we first met when I came and participated in Teach Across America at your school. And I was just so impressed with the teachers and the staff, and that truly is a reflection on you. And you're what is Pinellas Principal of the Year. That, you know what, that is such an honor, and I don't know where you're going, but we're going to miss you. You've done a remarkable job. Thank you.
The city of Denver has been nothing but great.
Go to the podium, push the little button.
Microphone.
Thank you, Sue.
And is he on?
Come on. The city of Dunedin has been nothing but great to me and my family. I remember one of my very first meetings were with Vice Mayor Gow. He was a commissioner at the time. And we had a very in-depth conversation of what he would like to see as far as bringing academic focus back to our community schools. And I made a promise to him that we were going to do that. I am going on to a different role, which will sadly in a different county, but I am excited about that, and I will truly miss Dunedin Highland Middle School and the city of Dunedin. Thanks again for all your support, and it is truly a special community to be a part of, so thank you.
You know, and that was a wonderful first meeting that we had. Oh, and you do have to step back up because we need pictures.
Yeah, we have
We
to.
need pictures. But before that, Brendan, I'm just, he's a Falcon. He's a Dunedin High School alumni. And to come back into our community, God, and teach middle school, that is so hard. And to lead a middle school is harder. And you did it with such professionalism, with such grace and passion for the students. And you just saw them just blossom and grow. And it is so often that in the school system, right, it's almost like spinning plates. You get leaders that can really create something at a school, and they go, oh, great, well, let's take them to another school, and they can do that there. But it's taken that leadership away. I know we'll get more leadership at the middle school, and I know that the ones that are under you have been trained by you and worked with you, so I'm sure they will carry on in that same spirit, but you will be missed, and the students will miss you, the teachers will miss you, administration will miss you, and the city will miss you. But we do wish you well. It's bittersweet, but thank you for everything you've done for our community. And our Highland Games are in April, so if you want to. Picture time. Okay. Now we're going to recognize our first responders, including public works professionals, on October 28th, National First Responders Day, and I will pass it on to Commissioner Walker.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Can I get all the first responders and public works folks up to the podium?
That's a good-looking picture there. I think we need a city calendar, Sue, and just the pictures here.
Wow, this is,
That is such a group.
Come up here too.
wow, this is such an incredible group.
And law enforcement, well done.
Yes.
Very good. They are first responders. Thank you, Sue, very much.
That's fantastic. So in recognition of National First Responder Day, whereas first responders, including firefighters, paramedics, police officers, public work professionals, and other emergency personnel stand in the front lines of our communities, selflessly serving and protecting the citizens of the city of Dunedin in time of crisis. And whereas first responders respond swiftly and courageously to emergencies, often putting their own lives at risk to ensure the safety and well-being of others, whether in natural disasters, accidents, medical emergencies, or public health and safety threats. And in 2003, President George W. Bush issued Presidential Policy Directive 8, PPD 8, and Homeland Security Presidential Directive 5, HSPD 5, officially recognizing public works as first responders. And as of 2019, the U.S. Senate has included language recognizing public works alongside fellow and other first responders. And it is in the public interest for citizens, civic leaders, and children in the city of Dunedin to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and other first responder efforts in their respective communities. And the City of Dunedin would like to authorize the City of Dunedin Public Works and Utilities and Engineering Departments to use the Public Works First Responder symbol as adopted by American Public Works Association, and to ensure the symbol is displayed wherever appropriate and can raise awareness among all citizens, government officials, and other first responders about the crucial role of public works professionals play in emergency management efforts. Now therefore I, Robert James Walker, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Mayor of the City of Dunedin, Florida, and on behalf of the entire City Commission, do hereby proclaim October 28th, 2025 as National First Responders Day, and urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and governmental agencies in paying tribute to all of our first responders, to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing the quality of life for all.
All right, would you like to say a few words?
Nan? Those behind us stand in front of us in every emergency. They respond, and we really appreciate the recognition for all of them, those who are here and those who aren't here that you don't see. They rock.
I do just want to thank all of the first responders. Obviously, in the last year, we've really seen the value and just how important it is to have quality first responders and teamwork across all the different jobs that we all do in the city. So, thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't know how Sue's going to get a picture of you. What do you want to? We can do it. Up along there? You can do it. Squish in.
I'm going to horn in on this one.
That's pretty much anybody.
Closer.
Yes.
Pretend it's the middle of the EOC, right?
Yes.
The storm, you got to get closer. Double up, there you go. Come on.
Oh, no, Renee, just come in here. Over here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The one up here, right here. Yeah, perfect. I'll get you. Okay. Which Sue? Guys, a little tighter over this side. Come on, just bring it in just for a couple minutes here, or a minute, not quite a minute. Oh, okay. Ready? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. And one more presentation. Last but certainly not least, George and Bonnie, can you step forward, please? and be recognized. It's George and Bonnie McPherson, everyone, and they lead Clan McPherson in the U.S. And it is, they're having their annual gathering here. And when clans have an annual gathering, it's actually global. So we will have visitors from all over the world in Dunedin this weekend, all of them Clan McPherson, all of them wearing spectacular tartans like they are displaying now. So it is just going to be spectacular. They had their first gathering in 2019, and they came and visit our city. And it's just an example of what happens when clans get together, and one of the reasons why I push so much for tartans and fabric and community, because it's such a strength of family when they come here. You see them all over. They have parades down the Pinellas Trail. They engage into the high school pipe band and have them lead the parade down the trail. They take over Pioneer Park for a beautiful picture that's displayed on their website that says City of Dunedin from Pioneer Park on it. So they really embrace who we are as a community. And so it's just fabulous. I'm so proud that they are here. I do have to disclose that I am actually a member of Clan McPherson, but I did not have any involvement on getting them here. But I am nonetheless proud. So it is Clan McPherson Day, so I do have a proclamation. And it's Clan McPherson Days. Whereas citizens of Scottish descent have made enduring contributions to our city, our state, and our nation with hard work, faith, and values, and on Clan McPherson Days to be celebrated October 23rd through October 26, 2025. The spirit and character of a group of these citizens descended from one of Scotland's greatest clans will be celebrated and recognized for their contributions to our culture and way of life. And whereas the City of Dunedin and Scotland have long shared ties of family and friendship with many of these finest customs and ideals, having first grown to maturity on Scotland's soil. The Declaration of Arbroath, the Scottish Declaration of Independence in 1320, embodied the Scottish strong dedication to liberty, and this tradition is brought to the New World by Scots. And whereas the sons and daughters of many Scottish clans were among the first pioneers to settle in Florida and in the city of Dunedin, and their will and determination helped to build our city's character. And whereas many Scottish Americans were great inventors and philanthropists, founding and supporting numerous scientific, educational, and civic institutions, and from the evocative sounds of the bagpipes to the great sport of golf, and to the very roots of country music, the Scots have left an indelible mark on our culture. And whereas Al Canning, a lifelong member of Clan McPherson Association, was a founding member and one of the early presidents of the Dunedin Scottish American Society. And whereas during the period 23 October 2025 to 26 October 2025, the United States branch of Clan McPherson Association, which is currently led by Chairman David McPherson, and it's hold an annual gathering and annual meeting in Dunedin. And whereas with the observance of Clan McPherson Days from October 23rd through October 26th, the opportunity is afforded to many citizens of Dunedin to celebrate Americans who claim Scottish ancestry, with our city's thanks and appreciation most especially extended to those Scottish Americans that have faithfully served in our nation's armed forces. Now therefore I, Jeff Gow, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Mayor of the City of Dunedin, and on behalf of this entire City Commission, hereby recognize October 23rd through October 26, 2025 as Clan McPherson Days in the City of Dunedin, and urge all citizens to observe the day by celebrating the continued friendship between the people of this great clan of Scotland and the people of Dunedin, and by recognizing the contributions of all Scottish Americans to our city, state, and nation. So thank you very much.
Good evening. George and I wanted to thank the City of Dunedin and the Dunedin Council for welcoming us and all of the Clan McPhersons. You have made us feel like we're at home. And to you, Vice Mayor Jeff Gow, who, by the way, is also a Clan member of the Clan McPherson, we thank you. You have helped us with so much to make this weekend a great success. Thank you again.
I would like to read a message from Jamie McPherson of Cluny, the 28th hereditary chief of the Clan McPherson. To the mayor and citizens of Dunedin, Florida, we are truly honored and most touched by this wonderful proclamation of Clan McPherson Day in the city of Dunedin, Florida. Our links with the United States of America go back a long way, and the contributions that Scots have made is evident across the length and breadth of the country, alongside the traditions that are still followed throughout America. So to have this day recognized specifically toward my clan is a great honor, and in our usual Scottish way, we'll raise a glass across the world to the city of Dunedin on Clan McPherson Day. I'm sorry I cannot be there in person to celebrate this legacy, but I know many McPherson clan members will be there in my stead as representatives of the clan. With all of our best wishes and a salute from Scotland, yours I, Cluny.
Thank you very much. And I have the proclamation. Would you like that? Do you want me to bring it tomorrow night?
If you and the council members that are present there tomorrow night could read it,
Yeah.
then we could accept it.
So we'll just hold on
That'd
to
be
it and
great.
I'll
Yeah,
present to you.
that would be
All right.
fantastic.
Very good. All right. Clan McPherson, everyone. And yes, a picture, please. Yes, please.
Do you need a letter from Jamie for the records? Or?
Yes, please. That would be wonderful, if you don't mind. I'll make sure this is what gets that. Thank you so much.
Up here, yes, yes. Let's see, a little this way, so we can, this way, perfect, perfect, yes, because I've got the commissioners behind you. Yes, and do you want, okay, we're going to wait on the proclamation. Okay. There we go, okay, perfect, we'll do it this way. Here, look, a little, turn a little bit, perfect, toward me. So, thank you.
You know, oh, thank you. And also, as you guys are leading out, you don't need to stand here for this, but I do want to apologize to you all. I know that we had some wonderful events planned, and those stinking Blue Jays, they have just blown the whole thing up, so we apologize. We're really sorry about that. Sorry, well, sorry, not sorry. So, but we'll do our best to get there and engage and do what we do. There we go. There we go. I like that. I like that. But welcome to Dunedin.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So moving along. All right, and y'all don't need to stay. If there's anybody here that's hanging out because they were involved in a presentation, you are allowed to leave. It's quite okay.
Unless you work for the city of Dunedin, in which case you must stay.
You must stay. Something about the night shift, she said. I don't know. Yeah, no kidding.
He's off.
Citizen input. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on a topic that is not currently on the agenda? Right, if so, please come forward. You have 3 minutes. 3 minutes. All right. Harry, if you can give your name and address for the record.
This is a little bit of a commercial. Captain Harry, Windstar Sailing Charters, home address 646 Scotland Street. I'm a member of the Marina Advisory Committee. I'm a member of the Causeway Coastal Committee, and I'm speaking here on my own behalf tonight. And I will remind us that, you know, at the meeting this month, we did not say the ferry's open.
Oh, we forgot.
We did. I meant to bring it up. We didn't say the ferry's open. I'm here to talk about the marina. Don't throw anything, okay? I don't know where to start. On some of these committees, as a member, you feel like you're just a little fish not being heard. And I will say that that is not the case on the Marine Advisory Committee, especially now. We are being heard, and there's some of the things we're asking for is like, not now. And some of it is, yep, that's in the works. We're well being heard, and that's really what I'm here to say, is that the commissioners, the city staff have lived through a roar. I just see this roar. I saw this room full of people, but you heard what you needed to hear, and that was, we need the marina open. We need to do what we have to do to make that happen, and you've done it. We're open. We have a long way to go, and we have a lot of decisions to make, but you guys have done a great job. The slips are open, the ferry's open, the fence changed. I didn't even think about it. What an amazing thing to change the fence from black to silver. It looks like progress instead of get out, stay out. Huge, huge perception. And I appreciate, and right now I drove through there today. There's a crane sitting in the parking lot. We're starting. We're starting to move forward, and it's because of you guys. Unanimous. Jennifer, excellent job. I got it done in 1:09. Thank you.
Well, then please continue. Just
Jeff, you particularly look excellent
It is all about
in a kilt. It is all about you.
I'm going to start weeping here in just a
Well,
moment.
good. I'm holding back myself because it really means a lot to me. You know, when you say the Blue Jay thing, that's the ocean for those of us that are addicted to it. And I am. I'm addicted to the ocean. I don't know. You know, that's my ground. That's where I'm grounded. When I walked down to the marina after both of the storms, and my boat was still there, I was like, okay, I'm grounded. I'm okay. And a lot of people have sports for that. I think sports are a great thing. You asked me to keep going. I think sports are a great thing for Sunday afternoon because I can sit in my recliner and take a nap, and I still look like a man. That's what I'm supposed to do in front of a baseball game. Thank you. Have a good day. Keep doing what you're doing. We've got a ways to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harry, very much. And certainly a lot of that heavy lifting does go to staff.
It is the staff.
So,
I got to start over. It is with the staff, and I don't want to mention them all. I don't want to leave anybody out, but they're amazing. They are amazing, and they're the ones that are doing the work. This guy over here, he's working all the time. He's always has a smile. Gives me half the money, not all of it.
Thank you, Harry.
thank you, Harry, very, very much. Right. Is there anyone else who would like to speak to any topic that is not on the agenda? Hearing none, seeing none, I will bring it back to the commission. Right, we have a consent agenda. See need to approve the minutes for the August 7th regular meeting and the September 2nd workshop. Item 2B, board and committee appointments, the U.S. Veterans Advisory Committee. And 2C, the contract addendum for Granicus Open Cities website and advanced government cloud packages for GovDelivery newsletters. And award, right, yeah, we're still on consent. And 2D, award the bid 252531 for laboratory services annual contract to Advanced Environmental Laboratories Incorporated and to Eurofins, Environment Testing Southeast of Altamont Springs, and 2E, Wines of Blues Festival Revocable License Agreement 2025. Does anyone wish to pull any of those items?
Yes, I wish to pull 2A.
2A. Okay, and anything else? All right, can I get a motion on 2B through 2E, please?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, thank you very much. Is there anybody who has a comment on any of those agenda items 2B through 2E, if I asked that correctly? Anybody want to speak on those items? All right, seeing none, we will bring it back. All right, and I'm sorry, is there do I have to redo the motion and? No, is there a vote? Yeah. All in favor? All right, that motion passes unanimously. And,
I think we needed to vote, actually, on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say,
I know there's three of us, and two of us either make it and move it, and so it's like, okay. The minutes, Tom, which one you want? Your question or correction or?
There does need to be a correction on page 17 of the minutes on 25-17. The current reading of the minutes in the second line, which are my comments, reads, he insisted on more than 50% approval of homeowners because he felt he should have they should have the right to say what happens to their homes. That should read 100%, not 50%.
Okay. And Michelle, do you got that? Yes. Fantastic. All right, and was that it? Tom, was there anything else? All right. Rob, any comments, anything? Since it's open? All right, do I have a motion on item 2A?
So moved.
Second.
And anyone, see, look at that, I got it. Anybody from the audience have anything to say about 2A, minutes? Hearing none, seeing none, I'll bring it back. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it unanimously. Well done. All right. Okay, and action items, 3A, Resolution 2526, fiscal year 25, it's a fourth quarter amendment. Jen, if you could please read the Resolution 2526 by title only.
Resolution 2526, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Dunedin, Florida, amending the city's operating and capital budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2024, and ending September 30th, 2025, and providing for an effective date. That was Resolution 25-26, read by title only.
Thank you. All right, and I'll ask for a motion on this.
So moved.
Second.
And staff, Les,
Good evening.
talk to us about that budget amendment.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Les Tyler, the Finance Director. I'm here with Gene, our Budget Manager. This is Resolution 25-26. Do we need to read the resolution first, or?
We already did.
Yeah, we already did,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. This is Resolution 25-26. This is Fourth Amendment for the fiscal year 25 budget. Florida Statute 166241 provides for a municipality to amend its budget at any time during the fiscal year or within 60 days after the fiscal year. Our fiscal year is September 30th each year. The proposed amendments are on pages 2 through 7 in the staffing report and listed in Attachment B. The total impact on fund balance is shown on page 2 of the staffing report for each fund impacted. The total impact in all funds is $629,000. I would like to briefly go over the key amendments in the different funds, starting with the general fund. The general fund, the first item is an increase in expenditures of $18,740 in the fleet replacement ISF account, and that's for outfitting, lighting, and stripings for the Fire Department Vehicle 116, which is a 2024 F-150 four-wheel drive super crew cab. That item was below the delegate authority threshold, and it's a decrease to fund balance in the general fund. The next item in the general fund is an increase in the expenditures budget of $33,265, and that's for the streets portion of the LAC consulting related to the implementation for the public works improvements and operations. The total cost of that was $166,322, and the general funds portion is $33,265. This results in a decrease to fund balance in the general fund. And this amendment, this particular amendment for LAC Consulting is in 5 different funds. I won't go over all of them today, but the total amount is $333,265 in each of the funds, and this is the general funds portion. And again, I want to mention LAC was to implement efficiency studies for the Public Works Department, and that item was presented to Commission on May 22nd, 2025. Approval of an agreement and purchase order with LAC Consulting to implement the efficiency recommendations that they provided to the city prior. The next fund is the Stadium Fund. This is an item of a decrease in insurance expense in our, of $123,800 in our Stadium Fund. And this was, we budgeted our 25 property insurance, and we later received information after the budget was completed last year that had, it was a report from Gehring Group, our consultant, that has a list of assets with premiums by location. And some of the premiums changed quite a bit with that updated information. And one of the larger changes was in the stadium fund. So what we're doing here is we're sort of truing up to what those premiums should have been for 2025. The total costs aren't changing at all, but we are transferring from some funds to another. The stadium fund is actually having a decrease in cost of $120,800, and that report reflects that. Some of the changes in other funds were very minor. This fund had one of the largest changes, and there's one other fund that we'll go over later that had a pretty large change, but this results in an increase in fund balance in the stadium fund. And we did discuss this in the 26 budget process. We talked about this in the August 6, 2025 workshop. We mentioned that we were going to have a revision to the 25 estimates, and we talked about 26 estimates as well, and we're just trying to true up better information. Normally those reports, when they come out later, they're very, very close to what we had budgeted, but in 2025 there was quite a difference, so we wanted to true it up. That's the only stadium fund adjustment, and the next is the ARPA fund. We had one adjustment in the ARPA fund, and that was a $180,000 increase in expense for the purchase for the fire department of a fire truck that was purchased. It was taken to commission on September 18th. It was a 2011 E1 surplus fire engine that we purchased from Palm Harbor Fire. The purchase of the vehicle was $150,000, but we had accessories that we needed to add to that for $30,000. So this is a $180,000 increase and a decrease to fund balance in the ARPA fund. The next is the CRA fund. We had a reclass of $173,000 of an expenditure budget for Skinner Boulevard Improvement Project from improvements other than buildings to other contractual services. This is really just an accounting adjustment to make sure we get it in the proper account. And this is a transfer to ensure that. And this item was presented to the City Commission on August 7th. It was award bid 25-2515 for Skinner Boulevard electrical improvements for $172,000. The next fund is the Water Sewer Fund, and there's a few adjustments in this fund. The first of which is a transfer of $150,000 from the wastewater process equipment R&R project, repair and reclass project, to the wastewater treatment plant emergency generator building rehab project. The project's budgeted in 26, but staff determined it was necessary to start work for design in 2025. So we made that transfer of $150,000. It was just a transfer, so there's no change in fund balance with that item. This item was presented to Commission on August 7th as part of approval of a GEC service authorization to Tetra Tech in the amount of $149,694. The next item in the Water Wastewater Fund is a reclass of $117,200 from the wastewater process equipment R&R project maintenance account to the machinery and equipment account for the purchase of an 8-inch bypass pump. This transfer is to ensure the expense is in the correct GL account for the purchase of that item. There was no change in net position. As a result of that, it was just a transfer. And that item was presented to the City Commission on July 17th. Commission approval and ratification of the FDEP consent order and authorization to purchase a trailer-mounted wastewater bypass pump for $117,000. The next item in Water Sewer Fund is a transfer of $350,000 from the Virginia Street Water Main Replacement Project to the Utilities Relocation on Curlew Project. Additional design work was necessary due to the FDOT changes on the project, and there's no change in net position on that. That was just a transfer. The Virginia Street project had extra funding, and it was transferred to cover the Curlew project. And that was presented to City Commission on September 18th, 2025, which was a service authorization with Chinmore and Associates, CMA, for additional engineering design work of $314,000. The next item in Water Sewer is another insurance. I wanted to mention this, another insurance adjustment. This is the same as the one I mentioned in the Stadium Fund. When we trued up the property insurance allocations, the Water Sewer Fund is having an additional expense of $112,200. So the Stadium Fund and the Water Sewer Fund have the largest adjustments. And in the Water Sewer Fund, it's an increase in expense, and that is decreasing the net position of the Water Sewer Fund. And I mentioned again We discussed that some on the August 6th workshop, number 2, for the 26 budget discussions. Next is the Marina Fund. We have one adjustment there. We have an increase in capital expense budget of $249,660, and that was for the purchase and installation of electrical pedestals at the Marina. That resulted in a decrease in net position in the Marina Fund. However, we are expecting that to be reimbursed by FEMA. We're expecting this item to be reimbursed by 75% FEMA and 12.5% state. That's our expectation. And this item was presented to the City Commission on May 8th, and that was approval of RFQ 2505 for the purchase of Marina Shore power pedestals for the marine electrical equipment in the amount of $210,000, and also included an award of the installation of the pedestals with Buell Electric for $38,960. And next is the Golf Fund. We have one adjustment there. We had an increase in the facilities custodial costs. Our internal service fund expense of $15,075 for custodial services at the Dunedin Golf Club. This was not included in the original 25 budget. We realized that and posted it later, and that resulted in a decrease in net position in the golf fund of $15,000. And that was below the delegated authority amount of $25,000. Next is the Fleet Fund. Fleet Fund only adjustment was Fleet Fund had an increase in the revenue in the Fleet Fund of $18,740 for the outfitting of the fire department vehicle that I mentioned earlier in the general fund. Vehicle 116 was replaced, and this $18,000 is moving revenue into that fund as well as the extra expense to pay for the outfitting. So that has no net impact on fund balance in the Fleet Fund. And next is the Facility Maintenance Fund. This is an increase in the revenue budget and the expense budget for the Facility Maintenance Fund, the ISF Fund, of $15,075. And that's the offset to the custodial services at the golf club. And that's just recognizing revenue and also the expense side of the facility fund. And has no increase or decrease in net position. That concludes the amendments. I would like to point out that included in the packet in the last page in attachment C, we always show the ending available fund balances. We show the impact of these amendments on the fund balances of these funds that we went over today, and it shows the beginning fund balance and then the estimated fund balance at the end of 2025. We're still working through our 2025 numbers. We closed our year end, and we've got lots of year end accruals and different things we're doing, but we have the estimates in the report today. And all funds meet or exceed the reserve target levels, with the exception of a few that I'll briefly go over. And these are really not surprises. These estimates were also included in our 26 budget estimates, but I wanted to mention them. The Water Sewer Fund is slightly below target. The target is 25%, and we're at about 24.4%, so it's just slightly under the target in the Water Sewer Utility Fund. The Stormwater Fund is below the target of 25%. That fund's still building up reserves. With the rate study we implemented in 25 with some of the rate adjustments, and that began in 25, and that it'll take a little bit of time to build those reserves up, and we discussed that some as well during the 26 budget process. And the other one is the Golf Operations Fund. The Golf Operations Fund is projected to have a fund balance reserve right now of about 3% in 2025. That is below our target for sure. This was our first year of operation. We had the storm, we had different events that happened, and we're still working through the numbers as I mentioned, but we are anticipating our 26 revenues to be better than next year as far as green fee revenues and also membership revenues as well. But we are watching the Golf Operations Fund very closely. It's a new fund, as you know. It's a new fund and a new operation that we've got really not even a full year under our belt. Really, the course opened was supposed to open November 1st, and then it opened even after that because of the storm. So we're a little under where we projected, but we do have positive estimates for 26 that will start building those reserves to where we start getting to that 25%, and then more than that moving forward. That concludes our general comments. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
And we'll start with Commissioner Walker.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I just really have one. When I looked at this, I go back and I just refresh in terms of the decisions were made and how they were doing it. But this is more esoteric. How are we doing on our FEMA reimbursements?
FEMA, it's a process. We are working diligently with Tetra Tech. FEMA's slowed down a lot with the federal shutdown. That's impacted the admin support that deal with our stuff for sure. But aside from that, that's not been that long. We've been working with FEMA. We've got a lot of our marina projects are almost through FEMA. I mean, the review process. That doesn't mean they haven't approved them yet, but they're through the review process. Our debris removal, we still have about $3.2 million of debris removal that we expect from FEMA. We expect that to be obligated, that $3.2 million amount within the next 60 days, and have that funding in our. We should receive the funding by December, we hope, for that piece. So we're working through it with them, but it is a process. There's a lot of moving parts. The larger assets are the marina, obviously. Some of the larger ones, and the Pier 2 that's in the general fund, not the marina fund. But we are, and we're working. And the state's been a good partner. The state is involved in the whole review process with this, and we've got a really good representative from the state. One of the challenges that we have, and I think all cities have, is FEMA changes their representatives on a regular basis. And, we've, since the storm, these two storms, Helene and Milton, we're on our fourth rep now. And that doesn't help communication as far as where we at, because, but we're working through it. We have weekly meetings with Tetra Tech, and we also have every 2-week meetings with FEMA. I do think that by March, we should have the east wall at the marina and dock A and B, know where FEMA's at with those two, and hopefully have their approval. Hopefully obligation. An obligation means that FEMA's approved it, and then it goes to the state, and then 2 or 3 months later, hopefully the state approves it, and then the funding becomes available.
Appreciate that. And then, in terms of the reporting of this and just kind of the tracking of the progress, does that typically happen during these weekly meetings, or is that kind of where we get our information? Does the state, I guess the other part is the state facilitating this discussion, or is it Tetra Tech, or how does that work?
The meetings with FEMA are with myself, Tetra Tech, and our county manager, Tanya Duffy. Those are the weekly meetings. The ones with FEMA include that same group, and then it also includes a state rep plus a couple of FEMA reps. So those are good because when we have those, there's individuals at a higher level from FEMA, which helps them make decisions quicker. Which we found those meetings, to have those every 2 or 3 weeks, has been helpful because it clears up questions that our first line of contact, we're working with, and kind of moving things along a little better.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And Commissioner DeGard.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I was noticing inside the general fund, we have an increased expenditure by $18,740 for fleet replacement. We also have a line item later on for fleet. Help me understand what we're doing here. Are they both fleet? One's a restricted fund and one's not. Help me understand why we have 2 fleet adjustments in 2 separate areas, one in general and one in fleet.
Go ahead, yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah.
All right, Commissioner, what happens is the way that it works when we have an ISF fund, the department, so like in this case, the fire department, will book an expense, will post an expense. So in this thousand, it's at 18,000. And then there's an offsetting entry in the fleet fund. So the expense is coming to the general fund because it was something that should have been paid throughout the fleet replacement plan. They realized when they bought the vehicle, they needed a little extra to do this striping. So fire is bearing the expense, so that's why it's in the general fund. And then the mechanism for it to work in the fleet fund is to show it come in as revenue and then have the expense go out to the vendor for purchasing the needed items or services. So they basically offset each other with fleet in this instance not bearing any expense. It's just being passed through them. So
Okay.
there's no change in fund balance in fleet.
Okay. Now, we only have $52,000 in general fund adjustments. That's what we saw in the first segment. Is that correct?
52,005,
yeah.
Right, that's
Yep.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. Now, all of these others are separate enterprise funds or separate funds. Are they, should there be a subcategory within those? Because some of those seem to be fully standing enterprise funds and others seem to be integrated inside the budget. Just want to be sure I understand what I'm looking at when I see the summary.
Yeah, they're all separate funds. And
They're all separate
as an
funds.
example, Stadium Fund is a special revenue fund, we call it in the governmental accounting. ARPA is a special revenue fund. Solid Waste is an enterprise fund.
Yep.
Water Wastewater is enterprise, Marina Stormwater enterprise, Gulf enterprise. And then the fleet and facilities are internal service funds. So they are all our separate standalone funds.
The only reason I say that is because we're kind of commingling all of those. Some are enterprise funds, some are special funds. It just strikes me that we might want to have subcategories within that, enterprise funds being one category and then special funds being another, just so we get a little bit more focus on that. That's
Yeah.
all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I really don't have anything other than the golf fund. And it is where it is that, because they started late. We've had some storms. So it's kind of been, and it was the first year. So you've got a whole lot going on there. A lot of best guessing and things of that nature on where we think we'll end up. But was this more revenue short or increase in expenses because of the storm, or really is it a combination of both?
I think it's a combination of both. Yeah, I think the revenues are less than projected than budgeted in '25. The storm was part of it, but then also the revenue estimates from outside play for quite a few months were less than budgeted, during the year in '25. So I'd say a combination of both, yeah.
Okay. All right. And we have individually talked about all these items throughout the year. So this isn't the first time we've really seen them. So anybody at home that's thinking that we're not really giving it the focus we deserve, we have seen all this before.
Yeah.
And so with that, if there's no other questions, I will ask for a motion. Oh,
Public input.
thank you. We can do that. Is there anybody from the audience who would like to speak on this topic? Seeing none, hearing none, I will bring it back. Thank you, Michelle. All right, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Very good. All right. Did we? Then, all right. The legal people said we did. So all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Voice vote. I'm sorry.
It's a roll call vote, sir. And no final comments, I'm assuming, as well.
No, there can't
At
be.
some point, the training wheels will come off. I know.
Okay. Commissioner Walker,
Aye.
Commissioner Dugard,
Aye.
and Vice Mayor Gao.
Aye. And the motion passes. Well done. Look at us go.
It's Blue Jay fever. You got to know it's Blue Jay fever.
It is Blue Jay fever. Now I'm trying to figure out where I am. Okay, that was item 3A, so now we'll go on to 3B. So Jen, could you please read Resolution 2531 by title only?
Yes, Resolution 25-31, a resolution of the City of Dunedin, Florida, relating to the State Revolving Fund Loan Program Making Findings, amending Resolution Number 21-25, approving the form and authorizing execution of the Third Amendment to the loan agreement, establishing pledge revenues, designating authorized representatives, providing assurances, providing for conflicts, severability, and an effective date. That was Resolution 25-31, read by title only.
You know, I see certainly where the mayor gets addicted to that read by title only, and it's not over until you hear that. I can ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second. You have no choice. If I want out of here.
All righty. And we have, what, Nan, Alex, Les, whoever? There we go.
Good evening, Mayor, Art, Vice Mayor, Commission, and staff. Alex Gonzalez, Project Engineer, and I'm here today to present the recommendation of Commission approval of Resolution 25-31, authorizing the execution of the long day, yeah. Revised Amendment Number 3 for a one-year time extension and $295,000 increase for technical services during construction to the loan agreement WW5202C1 by the City of Dunedin to finance the construction of various wastewater projects and repealing Resolution 25-20. In short, we have an agreement with the FDEP and their state revolving fund, SRF. The city was granted a clean water SRF loan in 2021 for various wastewater projects, which includes the recently awarded wastewater treatment plant electrical upgrade project. The SRF program operates on a yearly cycle, which is why the city submits a maximum one-year extension in any funding requests. We want to get a chance to do it one time a year, every August. So these requests are evaluated every August by the governing board, which is why it seems that we come here at least once a year asking for an amendment to the commission for a time extension. So this past July 2025, the commission considered Resolution 25-20 to authorize, I don't know what that word is bugging me today. Authorize. That word's giving me today. For the amendment number 3 for a one-year time extension. But when we submitted the resolution to the state, we also had a loan increase sort of in limbo. And when we gave them the time extension, they sent it back to us saying, just do both at once. So here we are coming back to the commission with a time extension for 1 year and a loan increase amount. So as such, the staff hereby recommends the commission to adopt Resolution 25-31. That's in my head. Approving the execution amendment number 3 to FDEP SRF loan agreement for a one-year time extension and a $295,000 loan increase for technical services and construction for a reimbursable amount up to $23,495,152 for the ongoing construction of various wastewater projects, as presented today.
Very good. All right, and are there any questions for staff?
No, I don't really have any questions. I would just a comment.
All right.
I have one question. Can you remind me the interest rate on this loan?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Go for it, Nan.
I clarified this to make sure because I knew somebody was going to ask this. So, okay, he's got it right here. So the original loan amount of $15,550,000, let me see if I can read this, $15,550,400 had a zero interest rate. The First Amendment had an increase of $7,049,752, and that was at 0.4%. The Second Amendment was a time change only. And then this Third Amendment on the $295,000 is at 2.04%. The interest rate, I think, is relative to the time that the money is allocated to the project. So back initially when we did the original loan, the interest rate was 0. So on about 15.6 million, it's 0%. On about 7.6 million, it's 0.4%. And then on this 295,000, it's 2.04%.
One more question. What is the drawdown on this loan? I presume it's a loan that we don't get the whole thing at once, we draw down as we expense, is that correct?
Correct. We send in reimbursement, and we get reimbursed as the project is being built, and we have gotten the first reimbursement, yeah. Because it's been a number of projects. The very largest part of this, the $16 million electrical upgrades, is just getting underway. And as we get invoice from the contractor, we can invoice the state, and then they'll reimburse us.
Darn shame we can't just draw it all down. We could make money off this at that interest rate.
No, that's not how it works.
Sweet. Very good. That's all I have, Vice Mayor.
Thank you. All right. And I really don't have any questions on this. Asked and answered. Comments?
Yeah, I just want to say, and this really probably is for the general public, just education on this. The revolving fund here basically is analogous to a revolving line of credit for corporate enterprises, and it's basically free money. And with that said, the program itself is awesome only because of the fact that it allows us to do so much more, and it really ties to improving and sustaining and stabilizing our infrastructure. So anyway, I just want to put that out there for just general understanding. Thank you.
Comment?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. It's important to note here that a lot of this improvement is natural to the facility and just needed, but there's some things that we're doing beyond just simply replacement. And we're doing some things with this $23 million that will improve the quality of the water that goes into the sound, if any does. And we're going to, by 2035, we're supposed to have nothing going in there but fresh water, as I understand it. That's a challenge for every community in this state that is dealing with the issue. I know we pulled on this bone pretty hard back when we were seeing the wastewater rates and the water rates. It's important for our citizens to know that this is a vast improvement over a very good system to start with. So compliments to the team. I appreciate it. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
And I absolutely concur with all that. So thank you, Commissioner DeGard, very much. And I will actually open it up to comments. Anybody in the audience? Yeah, hearing none, seeing none, we will bring it back. Very good. And may I have a roll call vote?
Yes. Commissioner DeGard,
Aye.
Commissioner Walker,
Aye.
and Vice Mayor Gao.
Aye, and that motion passes unanimously. Okay. Oh, you guys aren't showing me any grace this late in the evening. Thanks. Item 3C is a starred item, a proposed agenda for the November 4 workshop. Can I have a motion on that?
So moved.
Second.
Very good. All righty, and a voice vote. Right? Ryan, am I asking for a voice vote now? Oh, to put it on, yeah, to put it on the agenda for start item. That makes sense, I'm sorry. Yeah, I need a voice vote. There's three of us. Aye.
Aye.
Very good. Motion passes, so now it's on the agenda. Let me see, so are there any additions, questions? Seen it? Are we all good with the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All right. And a voice vote on it now.
Aye.
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 I'm waiting on Rob. Seniority.
Well, I was waiting on the clerk. Guys, killing me. Michelle, are we good? Are you good?
The voice vote is all in favor.
Oh, God! Man! I need to phone a friend or something. Oh, my goodness. You guys are having a great time. I'm going up in flames. I'm glad to hear that you're having a good time.
You can phone a friend, but I'm sitting right here.
Well,
A little bit further away.
It is nice to know I have one. Very good. All right, so now we are on to informational items. No, sir. No, we're not. Oh, 3D. Yeah. Kill me now. Okay, the proposed agenda for the November 6th commission meeting. Are there any changes, additions, deletions? No. All right, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All right, and voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. All right. Now, informational items, right? Are we good there? Right, we're all following along on the agenda, okay? We are at the informational portion of the show. All right, the commission discussion and just general comments. Nothing about the way the meeting was led, though, please.
Optional.
I'll follow you anywhere. Oh, my God. Off a cliff we go. Any comments from anybody? Yeah?
Yeah, I just want to say, Dunedin History Museum is doing their Spookeasy tonight at Andrews Chapel, and I'm going to head over there right after this, and y'all are welcome to join me. That's all I got.
Very good, thank you for that. Yeah, and I might take you up on that. Commissioner DeGarden.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Couple things. I have been informed that our mayor and Commissioner Sandbergen have been watching, and they're making comments and laughing. But they are on board. They are safely in Toronto, and Stevens says it's cold. We get weather report. So that's just to bring us up to that. I hate to put a cloud over what has been a really delightful meeting. Thank you for that, Vice Mayor. But we've had, in the last 72 hours, 2 accidents in our community involving e-bikes. One over on Wilson on the Pinellas Trail, and one on New York and Maine. It would be wrong of us not to bring out to our citizenry the dangers of this new mode of transportation. It is unfortunately true that what usually happens when new modes of transportation are introduced into a system is that it's the Wild West for a period of time until there's casualties. I don't want there to be any more casualties. By the way, there was a third accident down in St. Petersburg during that same 72 hours, also involving an e-bike. We're playing with fire here. The laws of physics aren't forgiving. They just are. And you try to stop something going even at just 20 miles an hour, and the math is horrible, particularly if you don't have a helmet on or any other safety features. This is something we have to address in a future meeting, more than we have so far. And with that, like I said, I hated to put a cloud over what has been a wonderful meeting, very collegial and dealing with some important issues, but all in a positive way. But this issue is before us. Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor.
Thank you. And Tom, I certainly can't disagree with any of that. And a lot of it might go, and I don't know about a lot, but some of it goes to the actual classification of e-bikes, which is governed by the state. And so this might be something that we can maybe get help on with our lobbyists, and maybe getting us in front of, and just, we need to start having these conversations about that classification and what that means.
I think that's exactly the right thing, and I really do think we may even want to put that on our legislative priorities for this upcoming session.
Right. I know it's late, but crises can move things.
Well, but the great thing, there's nothing great about it, but the thing is, we're heading right into legislative days. Now's the time to be shaping that agenda, and I think we've got an opportunity here, and we need to we need to strike.
Right, absolutely.
So just if I can get additional direction. And the sheriff was here, and he did his presentation on e-bikes and what's permitted on the trail and what's not permitted in all the different categories. The city commission then is looking to include in our legislative agenda the classification of e-bikes on the trail specifically. What? You know, so, yeah.
Yeah.
There are multiple issues here facing us, the county, and the state. From a city standpoint, we have to be responsible for safety on our streets. And we have to look at what ordinances we can pass to determine greater safety measures that can be employed to keep e-bikes safer. By the way, I believe they should actually be on streets instead of on trails or other, because they're motorized. And that gets back to the state issue. We have to get that definition of what is a motorized vehicle reviewed, because something that can go 25, 30 miles an hour is a motorized vehicle. That's not self-propelled. So that's one of them. The other issue is with our county, because they actually have jurisdiction over the trail. The trail is a county piece of property. And so I think that we ought to make an inquiry with the county and the commissioners there on what local authority. I've been toying with the idea, and I'm going to throw it out there, it's premature, it's not been worked up in any way, of having a walk-only zone in our downtown for the trail, that we have no bikes of any type in that area. Everyone must walk. It's just too congested. Otherwise, it's just not safe, but that's just my view on the matter. So I think you're right, there's 5 different ways to look at this, and we have to parse those out and figure out what the best approach is on each of them.
So, thank you, sorry.
Yeah, so what I think where we start here is we need to take a look at what currently are the defined classifications. And then take a look at what makes the most sense in the allowance or the prohibition of any sort of category from the, the trail or from any of the bike lanes or anything of that nature. And an example to this is that, not all electric bikes are the same. You've got the pedal assist, and then you've got the ones that are fully powered, almost to the point of like a mini bike or a motorcycle. And those to me are the most dangerous ones, because basically, I see people going 30 miles an hour down the trail, and it's those particular bikes that are doing that. So I think to start, we need to do some research. We need to understand collectively what the classifications are and what would make sense in terms of how we structure our advocacy for, better and improved laws and ordinances.
It is clear to me that there are various uses of the trail. If you get away from the classification of vehicles that are on the trail and into what it's being used for, people are using it to get to work on their e-bike. I get that. They don't have to stop, and they are not stopping at the stop signs. That's how one of the accidents occurred over here by, on the trail.
American Legion.
Yeah, by American Legion. The vehicle that was hit, the truck, had stopped and was moving forward. The e-bike wasn't going to stop. He didn't think he was supposed to. He thought he could pass through, because in the casual way stop signs are dealt with on bicycles, a lot of times cars will give them the right of way, even though they haven't even stopped. So you've got a culture of how that trail is being used that is setting up a circumstance that can be devastating when an e-bike doesn't stop, and this was a prime example of that. That being said, if we could have, and the reason I'm leaning toward this walk-only space, which the county would have to join us in, if we had that, that transportation modality would not be as advantageous. The e-bikes would move to the streets because they have to walk in that area. That's why I'm suggesting this. It forces the e-bikes to skid off, and it means they won't be zooming through stop signs, and it may save a life or two. They'll be angry at us, but a lot of people are angry at us from time to time. I think it's for their safety that we need to consider something like that. And that's where I'm going.
And, you know, I can't disagree with a lot of the comments that are here tonight, but I also want to acknowledge that it's not the e-bike, it's the rider. Agreed. And so we need to work on the classifications, but we also need to, you know, I grew up in a time where, I don't know where you learned it, whether it was from television or from school or probably from everywhere, but everybody knew hand signals on how to ride a bike. And you certainly heard common phrases of driving cars was a privilege, not a right. And you don't hear that anymore. And we become so car-centric today that driving is no longer a privilege. It's, I have to get to work. It's a right, I need to get there. And so people treat it like it's a right and not a privilege. And I think there's enough blame to go around. But you hear a lot on social media blaming e-bikes for all the ills in the world. And so we do need to at least address the classification, but also come up with some sort of educational program. I think the city needs to do that. I think the schools need to do that. And just come back to this is how you use transportation in the real world. I also saw a lot of comments on social media today, certainly around the tragedies that have unfolded in the last hours, and that there was a distinction, and I don't know this to be true, so I would ask Jennifer if she can look into it, that their comments were in Clearwater, bikes do not have to stop at the intersections. And other cities, Dunedin, they do. And maybe that's not all intersections in Clearwater, but unless it's a major intersection, you don't. So Jennifer, can you look into that?
Sure.
Because I have also had conversations with residents over their frustration that bikes don't stop at the stop signs. Oh, yeah. And so I asked them, would it be okay if they just had the right-of-way and were able to go through? And their response was yes. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of taken back by that. I think it's a matter of people just want to know what the rules are and that everybody's playing by the rules. And it's because, right, we do live in an era now when you come up to those intersections, does the bike stop or not stop? Do they get waved through by the driver on the road? So there's a lot of uncomfortableness in intersections now, and maybe addressing some of those issues. I'm not necessarily suggesting that, hey, we just take those away, but at least let's see what other cities are doing. You know, reach out to Fort Pinellas or the county, City of Clearwater, whoever be in that jurisdiction, and maybe not just Clearwater, but some of these coastal cities, you know, on the west coast of the trail. You know, we don't need to look at Countryside and that area, but at least on the sound portion. Sure. That might help give us some guidance on what we might be able to do. I know Sue said that we have some old reels and shorts that we did, and she's trying to bring those back to life, and that's wonderful.
Okay.
But that would be just great, because, yeah, it's very, very sad events, and the community is very upset about it.
So just, if I may, Vice Mayor, just a couple of things. So we are submitting a grant to Fort Pinellas, which is our metropolitan planning organization, for assistance to design the area right on Main Street, the busiest area of the trail in the entire county, and to separate pedestrians and bicyclists in that part of the trail. And it would be from Scotland all the way to Skinner. So that's something that we have in the Petri dish, if you will, and that we're working on. And then the other part is we met, we had a production meeting in regards to well, we were really at that point talking about the watch parties, but anyway, we were talking about the trail as well. And one of the things that we're looking to do is to put up some form of a barricade system on the trail during the larger special events where we have road closures in downtown, like Halloween happenings, the arts and craft shows, old-fashioned Christmas. When you do have, and a woman came up to talk to us about that, I think last month, you have folks that don't even know they're on the trail, pedestrians that don't even know they're on the trail, and the bikes are still bombing through. And there's a lot of anger involved in both parties. Get out of my way, and you're too close, and that type of thing. So in that case, during those larger events, they would have to get off and walk their bikes through that area. So those are two things that we're working on. I hear you. I want to sit down and talk to staff a little bit about how we couch this legislation, if you will, to make it something that is meaningful and that our representatives in Tallahassee can help us with. And of course, it had to be we need the county on board. It would have to be the entire trail. You know, and interestingly enough, one of the things that I noticed when you look at the usership on the trail, that Clearwater is in the city of Clearwater is where it's used the least. You know, so and I'm not exactly sure why that is. Maybe it's just larger, you know, or longer there. I don't know. But anyway, we'll look into all of these things and bring back some ideas for all of you. I did talk to Sheriff Galtieri. He called when the young man was hit. That was Monday, I think. So he called Tuesday evening, and he said that the sheriff's office is starting to do some PSAs, public service announcements, regarding bicycle safety, trail safety, wear your helmet, you know, that type of a thing, because that was certainly on his radar, our two events here so close together in Dunedin. So he said they're going to concentrate it in Dunedin as well, because again, it's the most used part of the trail. So.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, is there anything else from the commission? Okay, I do have one more item, and that is actually left over from the last commission meeting. And I had requested, from the research I did, there was a $5,000 remaining balance in aid organization, and to offer it to the Dunedin Middle School had asked for it, the band program, to help them in their kilt refurbishment within the Scottish Arts program. And the mayor had asked us to move it to tonight, to ask the city manager if she couldn't confirm the balance and just do some research on maybe what else has been spent and things of that nature, so you all felt comfortable. We did not break sunshine with the mayor, but I, at least because she was going to Toronto, asked her if we could continue the conversation or she wanted it moved. And she was comfortable with us continuing the conversation tonight. But I have no idea how she would have voted or what she would have said.
Mm-hmm. I have one question about this. Do we anticipate this to be ongoing, or is this a one-year thing? I'm sorry, we did this. Is this a ongoing or a one-year issue?
The way I'll answer that is within the framework of aid to organizations. It is certainly not uncommon for the same organizations to come back to the well every year and ask for money for something. Mm-hmm. But I can't answer that directly. I have no idea.
Well, in this case, we're currently, what we're doing is we've got what we think is $5,000 left over, and looking at how we want to spend that remaining $5,000.
Correct.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can call it recurring at this point, but yeah, that was my understanding.
And this is, I want to say the first time the middle school band has asked for it. And it's been a number of years, I think, if they had.
We're talking about fiscal year 25 or 26? I just want to make sure I know what box we're in.
Fiscal year 26.
26.
It started October 1.
Got it, okay. Mm-hmm. That's a long time, if anything else comes up, for us to have zero balance, just as a thought.
Yes, right, yes it is.
Okay. Any recommendations from staff?
So we do have the balance remaining, $5,000. It's there and it's available. So as far as the mayor's request to look at, I wasn't quite clear exactly what that request was beyond what we're spending aid funding on for aid organizations, the ones that we've awarded. So there are cultural partners, there's our civic partners. Our civic partners are the museum and the DFAC. And then and our cultural partners are the bands, the SAS, the SAF, and so on and so forth. And so we have not spent, that I recall, had a similar request in a couple of years. And if anything emergent were to come up that the City Commission would like to award, I think the aid organization can accomplish it through that budget. The last time we spent aid organization funding that I recall was to buy the covers for the drums, for the pipe band, right? And that was it's 6 years ago. So it's not unusual for this type of request, and it has been awarded before.
So moved.
Second. No, I think it's a great idea. I really do. I think this is in keeping with, who we are and what we do. And, this to me it's a no-brainer.
Well, and thank you, gentlemen. And just to remind you, that this booster organization is actually who we're donating it to, we're giving the money to, is for the band program, are very strategic in how they spend their money and how they're approaching this. They just don't want kills. They've analyzed and have broken down to get in sections. So they will be looking to get new kilts next year as well, just because they're eating the elephant one bite at a time, as they should. And as they see that they can raise money, they will get new kilts, which is the way they do. So they are doing it the smart way. And so that's why I really do support what they're doing.
Just in comment before we vote on the motion.
You've already voted on it.
I thought I just made it.
No, there was a motion, a
Oh,
second.
the motion is
We
second.
still need public comment and a vote.
Oh, thank you for the public comment. I hadn't thought about
We're not, we haven't made the we haven't voted on
No,
it.
you haven't. I know.
No,
I
we
got
haven't.
excited.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this.
Sure.
I'm glad we're doing this. I'm excited about doing this. But this, on a continuing basis, will have to compete against what our whole spectrum of needs are going to be in the future, which we don't have any idea about.
Right,
Just-
and agreed. Right, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's always a given and implied.
Right. And we typically, every year, set aside funding for this type of a situation, and it just hasn't been used in the past. And
Right. I think the last time I remember it being used this quickly was actually my first year.
I think that was the drum covers.
No.
No?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Can't remember what it was.
Because it still hurts.
Oh, I don't know what it was.
Is there any public comment on this? And I guess through all that rambling, what we're doing is we have an aid organization where we have a pool of funds that we offer to some of our nonprofits. And the Dunedin Middle School Band Booster Program has asked us for assistance in helping them purchase new kilts for the band kids. And so that's what this discussion was about. So if anybody has anything, hearing none, seeing none, I will bring it back to commission. Is this a voice vote? Okay, it's a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? And the ayes have it. Thank you all, gentlemen, very much. Very good. And with that, anything from the city clerk? Any updates?
Just a shout out to the Citizens Academy students on their upcoming graduation. Yes, sir. That will be on Tuesday, October 28th.
That's right. And just to acknowledge, we are missing Mark Ocean tonight. It must be graduation time. He's got his credits. Very good. City manager?
Yes.
Any updates?
I'm going to be missing their graduation. I'll be out of town, but I did join them Tuesday to say goodbye and thank them for their.
Good for you. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Attached to your city manager's update, we have a grant procurement tracking form, and we're submitting to the Department of Environmental Protection for a living shoreline design for Weaver Park. Design grant amount of $30,000. We'll let you know if we get it.
That's exciting. That is exciting.
Yeah.
Very good. I like those updates. City attorney? I'm sorry, city manager, you done?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
No report?
Nothing. No report.
She's so good at that.
Wow. Goodness, good news and then no news. That's quick.
One note. Was anybody but me nervous when the principal was up here? I'm sorry.
Always. He is going to be so missed. My goodness. Well, with all that said and done, we're adjourned.
Adjourned. Yay.